I believe our next guest has quite a story to tell because as a prominent music producer, songwriter, audio engineer, he's played a role in many artist careers locally and internationally. And as his work speaks for itself on the island, I feel like we don't yet know too much about what he does internationally. And that's what we're about to find out tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Help me in entering the mind of Sherman de Vries, better known locally as Ice. All right, we are here at the Old Wife restaurant at the fish market in Simpson Bay. Sherman, man, what's poppin', man?
Hey, what's up, bro? How you doing, man?
Thank you for coming through. I know like it took a while. We had conflicting schedules. You're here on vacation, but super honored that you know we caught you.
Yeah.
And
definitely, man. It's a pleasure to be here. I saw the movement, you know. I'm like, hey, definitely. I remember last year we spoke about getting this interview going.
Last year,
Last year, man.
It took that long, but I'm happy we're making it happen. And,
definitely.
I
told you I'll definitely be here, man. Support, you know. I always support my locals. You know that, man. Always there for sure. And I love the movement. Definitely, man.
Thank you. So you have quite a story to tell, and we're gonna try to condense it in 15 to 20 minutes. But to start off, we gotta go back. We gotta go back to MPC days, you know. I'm talking about not just Sherman de Vries, but Ice, you know, like little more chubbier, a little more plats, you know, like a young Ice. What sparked the interest for you to start producing at that age in MPC in high school?
Oh, that goes way back, man. I actually started. Most people that knew me as Ice is because I used to rap.
Right. Oh.
Yeah, man. I used to rap way back in the days, even the times of MPC days.
Yeah.
And I was teamed up with Big Blacks. He's a producer now as well, but he was also an artist, a rapper.
Big Blacks from Sucker Garden?
From Sucker Garden,
Word up.
So now he has his own studio. Shout out to Blacks, always shout out. And at that time, we used to sell CDs on the streets. So we used to go like Maho, Town and stuff like that. Hustling. And we sold like maybe 4 boxes of CD. That time we used to print it by Fats, recording in the studio at Fats, you know. And we got the opportunity in Maho now because we used to go Maho a lot, selling in the casinos, $20, some tourists giving you $50 a CD, just hustling. And that's where I actually saved my money to go to Holland and study.
Word, okay.
Yeah, that's where it actually started. No one invested, no government money, nothing. I just took that cash, invested in a laptop, and a ticket to Holland.
Now we're going to get to that, but where did the name Ice come from? Like the rapper name Ice? Like why they call you?
Well, you know, like I have my cousin who was DJ back in the days, and he was like, hey, you know, I think, you know, Ice. My last name is de Vries.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Freeze,
like cold, freeze.
Yeah,
you
word,
know, de Vries. And yeah, man, at the time too, like in those days, like I used to have long hair and stuff. And, you know, my eyes. So a lot of girls like, yo, man, you got nice eyes. All the time, compliment on the eyes. And my eyes literally change colors. So it goes from gray to like green and then blue.
Word.
Just depend on the mood. And my mom always told me the shirt I wear, like if you wear a darker shirt, the eyes gets darker and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay. So at that time it was always like, yo, clean Ice. Everybody start calling Ice, and that's how it just took off. And then I carried it along with me while I was rapping and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we was in this group. We started DLS, the Lyrical Squad, and we came out with our first CD. We had, I think, about 28 songs, man, or something.
Damn, that was a full-blown album.
Yeah, man.
Who was in DLS?
DLS, it was the Lyrical Squad was me and Big Blacks, and then we later on got a singer.
Okay.
And then the singer came back out, then it was just me and Blacks doing our thing.
Word.
But at that time though, this is way back when I was rapping, we met with Ramon Wilson. I don't know if you know Ramon. He's the guy with the locks by Sherry's Cafe. I was singing. Yeah, so at that time we were selling CDs. I remember there was no buses at that time at night. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning. Imagine you have to go to school the next day now.
Yeah, what the hell?
2 in the morning still selling CDs. Yeah, man. After the clubs, dude, people were buying CDs like crazy, man.
Wow.
2 young kids, yeah, man. So everyone was interested, like, you know, I'm fair, you know, like they call me white skin and white boy. Actually, my mom is black, you know, but at that time now, they were like, yo, let's hear what these guys got. You know, this big guy, dark skin, this light little white boy looking kind of thing, you know, with flashlight. I think the image, you wanted to hear what
they was intrigued by these
we sold a lot of CDs, man. We had to go back, print. So then we met with Ramon, sorry to cut you. We met with Ramon Wilson, and we were sticking out our hands, I think by Maho, by the airport stretch, we were walking, we were going to go literally walk all the way to Soccer Garden, and I to Ebenezer. Man, Ramon stopped for us. This big blue Jeep we saw like on the side, and we walked in this Jeep, and he's like, hey, I bought 2 CDs from you guys.
Yeah.
I heard it in the car while I'm driving. He was playing our CDs while he's picking us up. He said, you're the same 2 guys? I said, yeah. He said, who makes these songs? How does it sound? You know, and all these things. They were like, yeah, and the beat and so I was already making beats on Fruity Loops at that time.
Word.
And he loved the whole thing. He was like, listen, I have an analog studio. It's all magnetic tapes and tape recording machines. So I didn't know anything about that kind of stuff. So I was very like, wow, interested to learn the machines and how it operates. Shout out to Ramon, definitely, man. I always say that.
That's insane.
Basically, with Ramon now, I was learning the tape. I was very interested in learning all this equipment, you know, and stuff. Because I was mostly doing it digital. So I was using Mixcraft to record at the time and Fruity Loops to do the production.
Yeah.
And so when I came into Ramon's studio in Soccer Garden, it was like, wow. Crazy, man. Like, you know, imagine you come into this world of just all these analog equipments, mixing board, you know, tape recorder, like so many cables, real professional equipment. And at that time, forget his, Larry, the tall Larry, he set up the whole studio, shout out to Larry. And then they started to show me how to use the patch bay, how to use the magnetic tape recorders. And what I did is I brought digital into the analog studio. I brought a laptop, we got the Mac computer, and then I started installing the softwares. And then I brought the analog with digital. So I connected everything into the digital world with the analog. So for example, like delay effects, I could have got off the computer with the vocals, which he couldn't have done at that time. So it was a whole thing. He was like, yo, you're a scientist, man.
So
like,
that combination worked well.
Well, man.
But
did a lot of stuff.
But from ICE came ICE Music Media Group.
Yeah.
And now, when you created, you know, that media group label, what was the idea behind it? Like, what was the whole plan at that?
At that time, it was more like that was kind of my way of giving back to the island, helping artists. You know, at that time, we had Bush Boys.
Yeah. King Kimbe as the official DJ.
King Kimbe as the official DJ. I remember King Kimbe was like, "Yo, Ice, I want to be." You know, at that time he was an officer, police.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, Ice, let's have a meeting, let's sit down. We sat down, I think by Taste Factory, if I can recall. You know, Taste Factory where it used to be here.
Yeah, I can recall.
Across Lotus, somewhere with the Chinese supermarket. But we sat in there, you know, and he was like giving me his ideas. He wants to be a DJ. So then at that time, I was like, hey, I need to hear you play. You know, you have to practice a lot. And he was like, yeah, I've been practicing, you know, and that time his dad didn't really want that because his dad wanted, you know, at least one of the sons to stay a officer, because his dad used to do that also. But shout out to Dikembe. And at that time he pushed, you know, he did the soggy contest, he won. He just keep pushing, and that's how it is, man. And I always tell everyone, like, if I'm going to help you, I can help you to a certain limit. The rest you have to do for yourself.
Okay, like, word up. Because I was wondering about that since there's various artists that pass through, like we mentioned, Bush Boys, King Kimbe, Erica Dime, for instance.
Yeah.
What do you seek in talent like that, where you say like, oh damn, like that person is gonna take it far? Like, what is common between all those people where you think like, this is why I'm looking for it to work?
You know, basically, at that time with the Bush Boys, they had this song called Bushes.
Yeah. Where were you from?
Where were you from? The Bushes, yeah. That song was actually a year old or 2 years old when Big Black sent. I was in Holland actually. He sent me the record, and I was like, wow, this is nice. He said, yo, bro, we recorded this like, you know, a year and a half, 2 years ago. You think we can do something with it? So I actually flew down from Holland, came here. came with a camera. At that time, they used to call me the cameraman because I used to always have this camera shooting stuff for them, you know.
Yeah.
But the quality was quite nice because I bought the Canon Mark II 5D,
Right.
you know. And I shot the first video for the Bush Boys, Where You From? And that was just a freestyle, just on that day. We didn't plan anything. I literally fly down, went and go buy these Subway cookies, throw like dough on top, like how you say the flour,
Yeah.
to make it look like, you know, you're baking real crack cookies. And yeah.
Fun fact.
Fun fact, man. Hey. So everybody thought it was real cracking food. And then you had like
that.
Steve putting it in the oven, and
that.
yo, it was fun, man. We had a lot of fun. The island was hyped, you know. And yeah, man, Bush Boys was like the big thing on the island. They were really pushing, doing great, you know. And then with Erica Dime, basically, Chuko, he's a bike rider from the French side, French Quarter, very popular bike rider, very talented. At that time, he was like, yo, Ice. I was also in Holland at that time. He's like, yo, Ice, man, I got this girl, this artist. She's beautiful, looks nice, she can sing and stuff. And then we video chat, like video call, and then he showed me her. I was like, wow, yes, she's beautiful. She have the image and she sounds nice. And yeah, through Chuko, he was like pushing, he was making sure he was on top of her, like, listen, let's do this. You can do something with this, because she was speaking French, English, and Spanish.
Okay, right.
So basically, people would come to me, you know, like, hey, it's like you, DJ Stov, you're saying, yo, man, I met this artist, like, just randomly here, like, it sounds dope. I would always take a listen. I'm always open, you know. So maybe a lot of people, they see me, they think I'm not open, but I'm one of the most humblest, coolest guy you ever meet, man. Down to earth, and I speak with everyone. I show love to everyone. Like, there's no hate from my end, you know. It's just love, and I always push people, man, to keep going, keep striving. Because me, right now, I'm doing good for myself.
Yeah.
You know, I have my own BV company operating in the Netherlands. I
And
work for
we're
myself.
definitely going to get to that. We're definitely going to get to that.
Definitely.
But besides IMMG, you're also behind Team SXM? Or you were behind Team SXM?
Yeah.
What's the story behind
Hey, shout out to Star, huh? One of the winners. So basically, Team SXM is like, I'm like the silent partner, you know, but I actually started everything, the whole movement.
It's like an agency where you can book like vacation rentals.
Correct. Yes.
Activities on the
correct.
island.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
And at the time, it was 2013. I had my partner Ludovic. Shout out to Ludovic Heiliger. And we started the whole Team SXM stuff, and we had like these T-shirts, Team SXM, with this lady holding on, a cartoon lady holding on to the fence, you know, Maho Beach.
Yeah.
We had our shirts, man. Post-store shirts sold like tons of shirts, man. It was sold out.
Right.
So then, you know, every time, because I was studying in Holland at that time, so I was not much in Seman. I just used to come back every year, do like 3 months in Seman, go back, come, you know, and always make sure I had things to do. Pushing the island, no matter what it was, artists. I just love the whole entertainment section, man. It's just, it's a nice vibe, and if you're doing it the right way, it catch on like fire out here, man.
But Team SXM like has a whopping number like of followers. Like how the hell did you get so much
now
in such a short time?
Yeah, now I partner up with Sar. She's from Belgium.
Sar,
you know her?
Yeah, I know her.
Heart for travel.
Shout out to Sar.
Shout out to Sar one time. Yeah, man, she took the pace to a whole nother level, like where she did the takeovers, Team SXM takeovers. So like every week or every month you have this person that goes on, gets the password, and then, so even if it's tourists or locals, they would get the password for that 24 hours, and then they would go live and show all these sceneries, what they did during the whole day in St. Martin. So from that, it just took off, man. It just
that's hell of a business model.
That exactly. So when she told me this idea, I was like, wow. She said, yeah, I used to do this in Belgium. I did marketing and stuff out there, and I saw her page, Heart for Travel. I was like, wow, beautiful, nice. Awesome. So I said, hey, yeah, come in, let's join. And yeah, man, it was just, I let her do everything, man. She does everything. Cool. We just finished the website, teamsxm.com, so people, they book through the website, hotels, car rentals. We even have car rentals for even starting at $10 a day with different rental deals out there. But yeah, man, definitely, it's going good.
That's how it went. Now, while researching you, like, there's definitely like I had the IMMG episode covered most of all, but there's a gap between IMMG and where you are now. Like when you moved permanently to Holland, because it was Leeuwarden that you went to? Or?
Yeah, Leeuwarden.
Leeuwarden.
Yeah.
What is a very important connection to an artist that made such an impact on your career that it opened up more doors? You know, like there's always that one person like, yo, when I worked with him, all of these fletching doors opened up. Like, do you have a moment like that?
Actually, kind of. I would say for me it was just a lot of consistency, hard working, and you know, people recognize your talent once you push yourself out there.
Yeah.
You know, and like actually the song I did, like this song, I Need Your Love with Shaggy. Then I did the official remixes of Flow Rider with Sean Paul.
Exactly, because I do remember, I don't know if it was whether I spoke to you back in the day, but that you did have an early connection with Sean Paul before like these other bigger
correct.
Artists.
Yeah.
How does a person just not just, but how does a person end up in a room with Sean Paul or on the phone with Sean Paul, working with Sean Paul, you know? Like,
man, it's a lot of, like I said, hard work and dedication, you know, putting yourself out there. And at that time, I think it was 2014, I went Jamaica, Kingston. And shout out to my bro, Sean Nizzle. He's like one of the top music producers in Jamaica. He did I'm Drinking Rum and Red from Beanie Man. Yeah, he won awards and stuff like that. And he's just been #1 always in music production and stuff. And he got me in the game, man, when it comes to dance hall and stuff. We did a rhythm like, I think 2 years now with Vibes Cartel on it. We have tons of big artists on that, man. Mavado, TJ and stuff. But he's the one who actually got me like with my foot indoors when it comes to the dancehall artist world, man. Like with Sean Paul, I mixed a lot of records for Beanie Man. We did songs in Mavado. I actually met Mavado at his party, his opening for he just bought this mansion uphill in Kingston, and we went there. I met Ace Hood in Mavado's house also. That time he was recording the single with Nicki Minaj, you know, on this mic. They had a producer right there, and then they were recording on a dynamic mic. So as you travel, you move around, you network, you see people, they hear your talent, they hear your work, and everyone wants to work. You know, it's just an ongoing thing. It just never stops. You know, from that day forward, you're just building your brand, building yourself.
Right.
And you just constantly keep going.
And
you don't
I can
stop.
imagine like word gets around like, yo, this dude is dope, you know.
And the music industry is very small. Like, it sounds like, ooh, Lady Gaga, but you'll catch a flight, go Vegas, and you'll meet Lady Gaga right there, like with one of your boys, just right there chilling. And then your guy's like, yo, come here, man, I got Gaga right there. Like, for example, if I'm in Lotus, you know, that, yo, come meet Drake.
Yeah.
You know, met Drake. Hey, what's up, Drake? Introduce yourself. Who are you? What do you do? Just in, you know, did they say your first 5 seconds? You have to be able to sell yourself.
Right.
What you do? Who are you? From that day, people will always remember you.
Okay.
You know, and you have, like they said, you have 5 seconds before a man judge you. The way how you dress, the way how you look, the way how you speak. You know, someone can just tell the way how you appear. Do I want to talk to them? You know, it's really a subconscious thing, but it's reality, man. That's the world we live in, man. People, like I went for my birthday, I went Paris, just to get off this. I went Paris, and this guy, he wouldn't let people in, and I just came just because I had a Rolex, you know, and I had my nice clothes on, and he was like, hey, he just did like this, just like that, randomly. Because they see they judge you based on but that's how people are in general as well. Like they see it, you know, it's just see to believe kind of situation. But you have that a lot in Jamaica, in Santo, you know, those kind of countries. You meet up with a lot of people, man, that does real serious things in the industry. Especially when I went to LA. In LA, it's like the place of grind, man. Everybody's just hustling, grinding out there. You know?
So in your journey through the music industry, like what is one of the craziest experiences that you can tell us in relation to an artist? I think last time we
craziest thing was
craziest
interaction. I used to work in a studio in Holland, like it's a huge studio, and they wanted to sign us with Sony and stuff. And at that time, they were working with Ryan Leslie. You know Ryan Leslie?
Yeah, Ryan Leslie.
So they recorded his album at the studio where I worked. And for example, as an artist, Ryan Leslie, he's a music producer / artist and songwriter. And as he was working on an album, he needed to have like 20 girls on board for motivation. He's like, yo, I need inspiration. I need 20 girls, I need 10 bottles, you know? And just like seeing what people, you know, just on the creative side, like there's so many people that have these weird things. It's not weird, but it's just that's his way of working or motivation. And then you have people like Sia, who just flies to the Caribbean, goes on the beach by herself and just starts writing.
Yeah.
You know?
Does she also hide her face while on the beach, or?
I don't know.
That's her thing.
That's her thing. But everyone has their thing, because you have days where you have writer's block, where you're like demotivated, where you're down.
For sure.
You know, so you always have to find that way out. You know. But that was his way, and then you have a lot of artists who's doing drugs.
Yeah.
For example, like I saw it live. You know, live, like, yo, I need to, you know, especially in Amsterdam, man, that's the place of, you know, hey, we need to, blah, 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 let's go. And then come back to the studio, and then we're up like 3 days, no sleeping, recording. Yeah, that's the world we live in, man. When it comes to music, you have to catch them at the right time.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Sometimes you have an artist at 4 in the morning after partying in the club, 3 bottles. He's like, let's go to the studio. They're
that's
tired.
When the inspiration strikes, and then, you know, you gotta.
Maybe he met a girl at the time, you know, he has these lyrics in his mind and stuff. You come across a lot of weird situations. So.
All right, Sherman, the last question I wanted to ask you is there's a clear difference of musical direction that you used back then to now, because you was more into the, I would say, the urban music production, but I noticed your single Dead or Alive just hit 2 million streams on Spotify, right?
Yeah.
What was the reason why you switched from like a more urban sound to a more deep house type of vibe? What's the story behind it?
Actually, yeah, it's a good question. I actually started rapping urban, like you said, kind of singing rap. And then from there is when I moved to Holland, the shift happened. You know, I went to school, I did my university. And
in audio production?
In audio production, in sound designing, and in music management.
Right.
So after going out a lot, come on, you're in Europe.
Yeah.
The market is different.
Yes, it is.
You know, you come from Sherman where there's a lot of rap, and then you're going out to Europe, it's a big shifting in the whole community. Everything, the whole vibe is different, and people rock into the house music out there. Like house music is big, you know, house tracks, deep house, and techno especially too, which I don't make, but I love the deep house music because it's, you know, you can tell a story in it too, and it has that urban style with it that you can actually incorporate in the song, you know.
So you were saying that there was a different market in the Netherlands that you tapped into, the more deep house.
And you know, I love to go out and party and stuff like that, and actually, like, I shift from Ice to Sherman de Vries again was last year.
Yes. Why was that? Like, because there's always a story when the artist name turns into the government name.
Like TT Bread into 2 Chainz.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Or K-Dot to Kendrick Lamar, like his full name.
Exactly. Okay, like that.
Yeah.
So basically, Ice to me was more like that rapper's name and all that stuff, and it was the old me, you know. I wanted to change. I cut my hair, changed my lifestyle, everything changed, you know. And I said, okay, I go by Sherman de Vries. And this was last year. I just started last year, and I got into the deep house music. And at that time, I did my first track with Sean J. He's a local artist here as well.
Yeah.
I met him. We met a couple of times, but also I heard him singing by Red Piano on Monday night with a live band.
Yeah.
So yo, we gotta do something. Okay. Got him, picked him up. This girl named Cahill as well.
Of course.
We came together. She wrote the song.
Shout out to Cahill.
Shout out to Cahill. She wrote the lyrics of the track, and he sung it. And I came with my portable studio equipment. We went to the hotel, and we laid out those vocals, man. And then I mixed and mastered it. Sent it to the label, like within 48 hours. The label signed it on contract. We signed the deal, released it all over.
Boom.
Started doing good, like within, I think, a month and a half, 2 months, it hit like 1 million streams. And I saw, wow, a lot of people start going all over on TikTok and stuff. I was like, wow, this is really good feedback. And I just kept going with it, man. I just started building the brand, Sherman de Vries. You know, because in Holland you have like Armin van Buren,
Yeah.
you know, like these kind of guys, Bob Sinclair, David Guetta, and that's all there. You know, so I said, okay, Sherman de Vries. So when people hear Sherman de Vries, you know, you have a DJ named Shermanology
Yeah.
and stuff like that. They think Sherman is American name and then De Vries is like Dutch name. So like they really want to hear that on its own sell as well, you know.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, what kind of sound does he has?
Yeah.
You know, and then if you know my story coming from the Caribbean, working with local artists from here, we have a song with Cahill also just hit 1 million like 2 weeks ago. And that was just released 2 months ago. And yeah, we're working, man, and that's how I give back. Like I said, I'm working with local talent from the island, pushing, man. Sean J 2 million, Cahill 1 million, and then I have other songs that hits 1 million too.
Yeah.
So I'm always here for my people, man. That's how it is. Like if I'm going up, I take my people with me too, you know. So
Word.
yeah, man, that whole shift was just the fact that being in Holland, listening to that sound all the time, and then falling in love with that, you know, that sound, that specific deep house sound. I got into it, man, and just start producing it and start learning it and sit down with the DJs in the studio, seeing how they, you know, and then YouTube, you know, it's like an online school. YouTube, you can get everything, all your information,
Sure.
and just start learning and going and going. And now it's just building the brand, man. Just got verified on Instagram.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Hey, thanks, man. And that was that. I've been trying that since last year, man. So now actually, the like Instagram, they see the work, you know, it's the articles and the news, press releases. That's how you get verified. You have to have a lot of press releases and stuff like that. And yeah, man, it's good vibes, good energy.
Vibes.
Yeah, man.
Sherman, bro, that's all we got for you today.
Thanks, man.
Thank you for coming to the show again.
You're welcome.
And hey, let the people know, you know, where you at on social media. And,
yes, you can follow me on social media. Everything is Sherman de Vries. Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, SoundCloud, whatever you have, Sherman de Vries. Just type it here, let them see it. Hey, thanks for having me. It's always a good vibes. I love your energy.
Pleasure.
You guys keep the great work up.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know the drill. If you like what you see, you like the episode, subscribe, like, share, and hey, catch you on the next one.